Hi there, it's Chris again, your professor for Geography 121. So this is another video that I'm going to send out to you just to give you a little bit more information about what our course and what this semester is going to look like. Now, one thing that we wanted to talk about today, two things that's really important, is our textbooks. Because I wanted to give you plenty of time, especially those who aren't going to be on campus, to be able to consider getting the textbook for the course. Now, there's actually two textbooks that we need to talk about. So the first one we're going to talk about is this one right here. Now, this is our Earth and Atmospheric Science, or Geography and the Environment 121. Now, this is a manual that we create in-house that we would then give to you as as your lab manual. You don't need to worry about purchasing this. This manual will be adapted and changed to fit the COVID reality that we're in, and I'll be sending this to you probably chapter by chapter as we go throughout the semester. So this is the book that's going to have your assignments, some instructions, things like that within it. It's very important to have, but I will be sending it to you as we go through the semester parts. Okay, so we're going to need it, but you don't have to worry about picking that up. Okay, now the next thing we're going to be talking about is, of course, is the textbook. Okay, now in the email that I'm going to be sending to you, is connected there, is the all the information for this textbook. Okay, so what this is Physical Geography, the Global Environment, Oxford 2nd edition, Canadian edition. That's important. Okay, and this is what we're going to be using. Now, it is up to you whether or not you want to get the textbook. I have kind of, throughout the years, I've said that it is required. Sometimes I've said it is recommended. For this particular course, what I'm going to say is that I encourage you, if it's possible to get one, I encourage you to get one. The reason why I say that is this. My lectures are going to be quite heavily following what goes on in this book. All right. Now, how I usually like to use a textbook in my class is that I give out the readings, right? So when you get the syllabus, it will have the particular chapters that we would like for you to read for that particular section. What I do, though, is I would talk about this when we start class. I encourage my students to say, look through the textbook. Kind of skim through those chapters, get the main ideas about what's going on in that section so that you have a sense about what I'm going to be talking about. Okay, it's important that whenever you come to class, you have a sense about what they're going to be lecturing on today. You have a frame of reference. Okay, then you go through and we do the lecture, and at the end of the day, you're going through your notes, you're going through the lecture that I've presented, and that's when, if you have any questions, something you didn't understand, something that you'd like clarification on, that's when I want you to go and look through this book in detail. That's the time when you would say, I'm not quite sure what he meant by that, or how did we define that? You use the book to look it up. Okay, so the book is a great resource for you in order for you to kind of help clarify questions. Now, in other years, we could easily say, well, you're just going to go and find me. You can talk to the TA, you can talk to Chris, and he would straighten it out. And by all means, I would definitely do that. In a world where we're not really allowed to be near each other that much, this could be a really important way to help you to clarify questions, because it's always good to have your questions answered, right? Because usually in science, things build on themselves, right? You need to have one particular topic mastered before we can move on to the next topic. So it's not good to have gaps. So this book can help you to fill in the gaps. Now, of course, if it doesn't help, then by all means, you email me, we can Zoom each other, and then I can go through and I can help to clear up the rough spots. But this is really helpful for when you're studying, going, okay, what does he mean by plate tectonics? Okay, let's look it up in the book. Okay, and then from there you can get enough information to then move on to the next part. Okay, now this book will be in the Trinity bookstore, right? So you can purchase it from there for those who are local. If you're not local, I'm sure you could go on to Amazon. There are a bunch of different ways how you could grab it and get it. and then you would be able to use it. Okay, so like I said, I'm saying it's recommended because realistically everything that you're going to be learning is going to be in the PowerPoint. So some people might feel that they may not need it, but if you're a type of person who has lots of questions, who likes a lot of feedback, who likes to be able to go through and figure out what the answer is, then this textbook is going to be very, very helpful. Okay, so I would always encourage you, if you're even I would encourage you all to buy it, to be honest, but realistically in this COVID world, that is kind of up to you. All right, so here are the two things that we're going to be looking at. Like I said, we have our textbook, we have our manual. All right, now the last quick little thing that we're going to talk about is, of course, we'll wait for the, there we go. Just in case you're wondering where I am, I'm actually on Vancouver Island, just outside of the Aerosmith Golf Course. We're just, I'm staying with my family, just like half a block away. So it's a great place to come if you're a golfer. I'm not a golfer, but if you're a golfer, this is the place to come. So anyway, now that it's all quiet, we'll continue on. So the last thing we're going to talk about is, of course, Zoom. So we're going to be using Zoom, of course, when we're going to be meeting and lecturing together. Pretty soon, I'm going to be sending out the Zoom meeting requests. Okay, so how this is going to work is that on that particular day, let's say on Monday at 1:30 when we would meet for lecture, you would have a Zoom meeting request. You would click on that Zoom, on that request, and then we would all meet together in our Zoom chat room, okay, in our Zoom room. And then we would go from there. So that's how we're going to access each other, right? Is everyone kind of dialing into this virtual room where we can see each other face to face, talk to each other, and then from there we would then give the lecture. Now the lectures are all going to be videoed, they're all going to be recorded so that you will have access to that on Moodle. My PowerPoint you will be able to see live as I'm talking through it. That will be on Moodle as well. So you're going to have lots of things that you can access on Moodle. So there's going to be a lot of things that are going to help you with this course, as well as the labs and the assignments and all those different things as well. Okay, so make sure that you're keeping an eye open in your emails for those Zoom meeting requests, because if you're not checking your email and you're wondering about how we're going to meet, it's all going to be there. So it's critical that you're checking them so that you can have them. Okay, well, I guess that's it for right now. I got to head on back and keep working on the class that we're going to be doing. So you all have a great day, stay safe, and you'll be hearing from me in a little while with another update. Okay, thank you, and bye-bye.